Hi guys, it is me, Bishop Jeff from Camp Gilgal TV. Today it is a topic on opinion, principle, and belief. That I'll go with it. And the subtitle of today is the freedom of speech. The freedom of speech. We hear that a lot. We hear that a lot. Camp Gilgal TV community, be careful what I'm going to say. And listen attentively. Listen, and attentively. You can share about it and comment about it and debate about it if you want. On a debate issue, I watched one debate on YouTube last time. It to make me laugh. It make me laugh how people can debate. That's why I want to say today the topic of the freedom of speech. The freedom of speech. I can say God himself is somebody who respects this freedom of speech, because there is something that is called the will of man, the will that God has put on us, and that will, God does not overrule it. If your will choose him, he respects it. If your will does not choose him, he respects it though. That's how God is. And then I can say is the greatest example of this freedom of speech. And the freedom of speech, that what bring even democracy. In Africa sometimes we mix what we call democracy and we mix what you call freedom of speech. In Africa, some of our freedom of speech is insult. I can insult you as I want and as I wish. For me, it is a freedom of speech, because that it is. And we don't know. You know, in a football game, there is a referee. A referee is there to make the rule that you tackle the ball. You do not tackle a man. If you tackle a man, it is a foul against you, because you have gone against the rule. Same with as freedom of speech. What is a freedom of speech? A freedom of speech, you need to make it this way, where your liberty or your right is not. You stop there. You don't go beyond the boundary of somebody in the rules of freedom of speech. That's how it is. You can't speak anyhow to anybody in the rule of freedom of speech. And there is some norms that it go along with freedom of speech. For example, for us Africans, we are brought up to honor and respect the elders. And then you cannot bring mentality of freedom of speech against an elder in the name of freedom of speech. No, you need to know how to speak. You need to know when to speak. You need to know when to raise your voice, especially to the elder. If the elder does not give you the go-ahead, you can speak. You need to be quiet and to listen. Then you cannot go to the rules of freedom of speech to anybody. You need to respect. Even in a relationship, you don't need to speak to your wife or to your husband in a manner of freedom of speech. Then even a parent and a child cannot speak to his father anyway in the name of freedom of speech. And that can take you to police and, hey, man, go to the police and they must feed you and they must give you a shelter, because I am your father, I am your mother, therefore I rule accordingly to what I deem that it can be good for you, because you are a child. You cannot speak anyhow in the rules of freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is not something of insulting people. Freedom of speech is not the liberty of saying anyhow. Freedom of speech does not give you a license to insult, a license to say anything you want to say. Freedom of speech does not violate, you must not, violate the right of a private citizen, a private man. There is what we call a private life, and there is what we call a public life. Freedom of speech make you to respect that. And I will say it again. In the rules of the games, as Africans, we need to uphold the rules and the regulations of Africans, and that must not you violate it in the name of freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. You don't go to Facebooks, TikToks, like Instagram, Twitter, insult everybody in the name of saying it is a freedom of speech. That is no longer a freedom of speech. It becomes something else. Then when people want to make rules, you say this is a dictatorship. No, it's not a dictatorship. It's just the rules and the norms to follow. Freedom of speech does not give you a license of being above the rules and the norms. That was Bishop J with opinion, principle, and the freedom of speech. May the Lord bless you, and may the Lord be with you. See you again next time. Enjoy. Subscribe if you are not yet subscribed below. Subscribe and share the link. Be blessed. See you soon. Bye.